Good morning, everybody. It's Debbie Leno, coach, founder, and creator of the Ageless Woman Movement. And today is Monday Morning Wellbeing Tips. And today I want to talk to you about blood pressure. And I've chose this topic because I've just recently found out that I have high blood pressure, which is a real shock to me. My blood pressure has always been low, low meaning 100 over 50, sometimes 110 over 60, certainly never above 110 over 70. So to find out that my blood pressure is high is really quite a shock to me. So I want to talk to you about how to manage blood pressure if you choose to do this without medication. I'm not advocating that everybody should do it this way, but I know for me personally, I would rather get things in alignment naturally before going on any medication. So um, basically, there's a couple of things you have to do. Definitely step up your exercise according to the American Heart Association. I think the recommended is 40 minutes of moderate exercise 3 to 4 times a week. And if you can't manage to do that, if 40 minutes is too long, you could do intervals. So you could do like a couple 15-minute sessions, just so that you get at least 45 minutes of good moderate exercise. That could be walking, it could be running. Well, I'm not a runner, but it could be dancing, it could be um, taking the stairs more often, parking further away and walking more to the store, whatever. But increase your movement, definitely increase your movement. And moderate exercise is what's recommended. So a good yoga practice that is active. Um, anyway, you get the picture. The next is if you have a few pounds to lose, and I do, I have a couple pounds to lose, so getting some extra weight off will always help. Um, I'm a faithful meditator and I also teach yoga, so those are practices I always have going on, and they've always been really helpful for me in many different areas, but particularly in managing stress. But I don't think I've been doing as great a job managing some extra stress, so I'll have to work on that a little bit. Sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, and I didn't realize this either, but if you're not getting your 7 hours, you set yourself up for to be more prone to hypertension. So what's less than that? If you routinely get less than 5 hours, that's not good. Try to make sure you get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. So that's a key thing to remember. Cutting back on sugar. Yes, I've already done that. Got sugar out of my diet. Once again, it's been an on again, off again thing for me with sugar, but I've had it out of my diet for about 3 weeks now. Not knowing that I had blood pressure issues, by the way. I just did it because I know I should. And it always makes my joints feel better when I get the sugar out of my diet. So that and refined carbs, the two really important things to get out of your diet. Lower your salt intake. That's really a big one if you have hypertension and high blood pressure. Um, I might have to go back to counting sodium. I haven't done that in a really, really, really long time, but I might go back to doing that. I don't salt my foods, but um, yeah, I'm just gonna have to watch it. Let's see, eating more potassium. Obviously, if you have kidney problems, you wouldn't want to be loading up with too much potassium, but there's some natural foods that have some potassium in it. And what I didn't know is increasing the potassium cuts back on the salt, lowers your blood pressure. Didn't know that. Anyway, so what are some sources of potassium? You have fish, fruits, bananas, especially apricots, avocados, oranges, vegetables like sweet potatoes, tomatoes, greens, lots of healthy foods. Another diet that's really highly recommended for people that have hypertension is the DASH diet. And that's it's just a low salt diet with lots of fruits, veggies, healthy proteins. Definitely make sure you have enough protein in your diet. Um, eat less processed foods. I don't eat processed foods. Maybe occasionally I'll have something that's got more 4 or 5 ingredients to it, but as a rule, I don't. But if you do, I would definitely cut that out because processed foods have usually is very high in salt. So I would just say read your labels on the foods that you purchase and look at the sodium content because if you have hypertension, you've got to get as much salt out of your diet as you can. Stop smoking. I don't smoke, so but for those of you who do, definitely stop your smoking, or at least work on that. Work on cutting that out. Reducing your stress. This is an area that I probably have to work on a little bit, even though I have a good practice in place. Um, I just have to tweak that a little bit. Um, as far as yoga goes, if you're doing a practice that includes breathing, really good active yoga postures, and meditation, those three together are really good. Eating dark chocolate, that's one of my favorite ones because there's a lot of bioflavonoids in that, and it does help to lower your blood pressure. So, but make sure that it's a dark chocolate. I think it's 70%, I think is recommended. 60 to 72% cacao. So, um, enjoy that. Eating garlic. So those of you who love garlic, crush up your garlic on everything. Fresh garlic just squeezed, wonderful. High protein foods, I think we already talked about that. Sleep, we already talked about that. Some good supplements that are good for blood pressure, and it would be your omega-3s. Whey protein, which I do have that in my smoothie, so that's a good thing. Magnesium and coenzyme Q10. Drink less alcohol. I don't drink a lot of alcohol, maybe 1 or 2 drinks a month, maybe, so alcohol's not an issue for me, but, again, if high blood pressure is something you want to do better with, limit your alcohol. And my favorite beloved coffee, the caffeine. The caffeine definitely will raise your blood pressure. Not long term, but short term it will. I've already cut back on my coffee because I'm preparing to do a detox here shortly. So, and I know the detox will help me just kind of clean up a little bit and reset my taste buds. And so I'm looking forward to that. So, another thing I want to say is just occasionally check your blood pressure. I never do because it's always been traditionally low. And if I had not bought a monitoring device for my partner, who we've had to recently check his blood pressure because his has been so variable, I wouldn't have ever known. I didn't recognize any of the symptoms, but I was absolutely shocked. I'll just say that my lower number was 3 digits, and that's never happened for me. So that tells me that my stress has gotten a little too high. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you again later.